October 10th for my service design class. Welcome back. Nice long weekend under our belts. Let's get going on the projects. First off, this is time management that I just want to focus on. If I didn't pull it from the other video, I get one of these calendars every year. It's great because it keeps me really focused on how to plan stuff out. And that's one thing I don't know if I've actually covered with you guys yet, which is this class is really about time management, how you manage your time in class. I know I'm going to sidetrack from the directions first off, but this class really focuses on the time management. I'll give you 3 or 4 projects at a time, and everything's overlapping and everything has a due date all on its own. And the reason I do that is because that's how the real world works, and I want you guys prepared for that. This is one of those classes where you have to think about real world application for pretty much everything that we do. And number one thing that I got to focus on is time management skills. So what do we need to do to enable us to have focus on time management? What do we need to do to engage with getting things turned in on time so everything is done equitably to the best extent that you possibly can do? So prioritize when you need to work on your art histories, when you need to work on your sketchbook elements, when you need to work on the projects. There is a method to the madness. As always, I recommend that you start off with a sketchbook for what the project is going to be. Start off with a couple sketches as to this is my overall game plan. That's what the sketchbook is for. Using that to dive into what you're going to build specifically. Then moving into the project as a whole, working on the project. Big things are for my service design class. You guys have those 3 or 4 projects overlapping. Make sure that you can kind of differentiate between starting off on a sketch, working on the project, and doing some art history in between all of those things. It's a nice way to break up the space, break up the time in between different projects. You guys are working on a painting right now, so for those painting things, you need to have time for the paint to dry, to soak into the paper some before you move on to the next step. And when you're having those couple minutes of downtime, take a minute to knock out a portion of the art history at a time. It's just a good practice to have, to where you're doing whatever projects that need to be done, need to be turned in, and you don't get bogged down in I have like 6-7 deadlines, I have to get this stuff done, and you're just over encumbered, and it just doesn't make your life worth that headache. So take that time, put in a little bit of effort here and there so that you have a clear direction going into the project. Today we're getting into more color theory. For color theory, I definitely want you to Google color theory. We have at least several different aspects of color that we need to go over, which is primary colors, which is your red, yellows, and blues; your secondary colors, your green, purples, and oranges; your tertiary colors, which is your yellow, green, red, red, purple, orange, red, orange, blue, green, blue, purple, all those kind of combinations of colors where it's primary language first, because that could be a test question that I would probably give, how you write certain colors together, and I would dock you if you didn't write them in primary language first. Other things that we deal with is complementary colors, split complementary colors, harmonious colors. No, that's not one. Sounds like one, not one. But you have all these different options. Look into color theory on Google. I will probably have a slide or picture up for you guys to work off of it online, as well as I have a video that dissects color theory and applying color theory in a couple quick examples for your notes. Work on that, because that's what we need to have when we're dealing with our monochromatic designs for our monogram design. There's a lot of M's in that one. But what we're trying to say is that you're picking that one color, the monochromatic, you're dealing with that one color family for that overall design. For the example I showed you, it was green. I'm probably going to do mine in blue. I did one before, I think I showed you guys the G that has, it's another video on my channel. It's a big giant G, but it looks like Gothic in the color spectrum. I don't see it around me right now, otherwise I'd grab it. So you have all these different aspects of the color theories that you need to go through and figure out which color is going to be the best design for you. I do want to have nice clean white backgrounds for these. Why? Because the white or black really makes color pop, and because we're working on white paper, no issues in trying to dress it up anymore, but make sure that those lines are definitively clean. We have gum erasers so you can erase pencil marks. So when you draw with your pencil, the key thing that I want you guys to remember is draw lightly. Why do I keep saying lightly? Is because if you need to erase it, you can erase that a lot easier than if you've pressed into the paper, depressed the paper to where now instead of having a simple smooth sheet of paper, you've actually dented it some, and if it's dented, trying to scrub out that graphite, it's just not very easy. So if you guys have questions, you know where to find me. Other than that, I will catch you guys on the other side later. See you guys.